No, anytime you're ready is fine, really.
We were waiting for you. You usually cut us off when we start talking, so...
I'm sorry, Amy, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you.
What?
That's what Stuart says in the mirror every time.
I also remember the sketch from Saturday Night Live. It still doesn't justify making a whole fucking 3-hour movie about it.
Would you believe me if I told you that was only 96 minutes?
No, it wasn't. Because it kept stopping and starting. Just when we thought it was over, it came back and smacked its dick right on my cheek. I'm tired of it.
That's what Queen Coke Francis, she says to subscribe to her show, dick slap the subscribe button.
That's what it's great though.
You gotta watch her channel, Queen Coke Francis.
Mm-hmm.
Check out her wig video. She just dropped it as we're recording this. It's Sunday, April 11th. She just dropped it today, and it's incredible.
Yeah,
so many wigs from Twilight. So many terrible wigs in Twilight.
Well, and then like watching this one, Al Franken's wig was horrifying.
It's not a good wig.
It's not a good wig.
It can't be easy to get a wig on Al though. When you look at his actual hair, those curls, they don't want to go under a wig.
That's why. I mean, and normally I gotta tell you, I love a man with curls, but don't put a wig on it. Don't put curls in a corner. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You know you're in a bad place in a movie where when the lead actor is going to spend the entire movie doing a weird accent, like he's got a weird voice that he's doing. I always know that like Sandler's always going to be like insufferable, but when he puts on a voice in like Little Nicky, it's just like this is torture. This is like someone is drilling into my brain, or like that football movie, The Waterboy, where he does the New Orleans accent.
Oh God, that's right.
He does a Louisiana accent in that movie. Doesn't that sound like a nightmare? It's not only you're in you're in New Orleans with Gumbo, which he brings to a party in that movie. You're also with Adam Sandler doing a goddamn fucking Louisiana accent.
We never deserved that. And that's why I feel like these people hate us.
I mean, there's just the Saturday Night Live curse. I mean, we're talking Coneheads. We're talking about this movie, Stuart Saves His Family. It's just we got very lucky that Tommy Boy wasn't a Saturday Night Live movie.
Well, it's
just Saturday Night Live adjacent.
It's just adjacent, right? But, and like I said, it's so funny because I remember watching. I watched all of the SNL movies, but I totally eschewed Tommy Boy because I hated everybody quoting it at me. And now I'm looking back on, God, Tommy Boy was the best movie. Yeah. Out of all of these people from SNL having films, Tommy Boy.
TikTok is very mad at you, by the way. Our TikTok page is very angry at you for going into that movie saying, I thought I was going to hate this.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. They were so mad. Like, what a great attitude to have going into a movie.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, TikTok.
You're getting roasted on our TikTok page.
I don't care. Go fuck yourself. I'm allowed to have my own opinion.
Well, and you explain it in the TikTok. The context is that everybody was quoting this movie at you, so you thought you hated it.
What a great attitude. Have you listened to our podcast? Well, no, I have the shittiest attitude you could possibly have, you dumb fucks.
No, they're just hearing out of context TikTok clicks. That's it. But yeah, our most popular TikTok right now is one where people are mad at Amy for going into Tommy Boy not liking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to have a more positive attitude, Amy.
Or, maybe she needs to have a more negative attitude so that we get more...
Maybe if you go into these movies hating them, Amy, because you came into this one optimistic.
I did.
That was a mistake.
I did. Fucking TikTok. Cool your jets, man. I am not your friend, and I don't do things just to make you happy.
You're misunderstanding our parasocial relationship.
Exactly.
As if I care about your opinion.
I'm a lonely, sad alcoholic that does a podcast on a Sunday with my brother and nephew. I don't get paid for it. I get one fucking day off, and on that day off, I have to watch Stuart Saves His Family. I don't care what you think of me. I really don't. I really don't.
So, Stuart Saves His Family. April 12th, 1995.
Yeah.
Just almost 30 years to the day.
Mm-hmm.
It tells the story of Stuart saving his family, which he does not do.
He does not.
He actually doesn't save the family. The family is not together at the end of the movie.
Right.
Harris Yulin does not overcome his alcoholism.
He does not. He continues to be a
comedy superstar. Harris Yulin does not overcome his alcoholism.
Did forget
in this comedy.
Yeah.
This is a comedy. 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb. The movie was had a budget of $6.3 million and made $912,000.
$912,000. That's it?
Against a $6.3 million budget. Ouch.
This
was directed by Harold Ramis.
I know, which blows my fucking mind.
What was anyone thinking? With that much, with Al Franken and Harold Ramis, this much talent, hard at work, and we get this.
And you know what? Actually, I think it explains a lot why there is heart to this movie. That's just what Harold Ramis would do.
Mm-hmm.
That makes more sense to me, but still, my God.
What was the joke of the Saturday Night Live Stuart Smalley? Was it just that we're making fun of like new age bullshit? Because they seem to like the new age bullshit here. They seem to like all the new age stuff that he's doing, all this supposedly, I don't know, kind of slightly gay coded stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly where Stuart falls. He's somewhere on the sexual spectrum, but we really don't get a clue. Laura San Giacomo is his best friend, which is fine. I have a female best friend. That's not that doesn't define you sexually,
right?
But where does Stuart fall? Because like his father clearly thinks he's a gay man and is very upset about that.
Yeah,
but Stuart actually doesn't have a sexuality.
He doesn't. I think he's very asexual. Really.
And maybe you don't need to define it. Maybe ace. That if he's ace, cool. That's perfectly all right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have a sexuality. But like it gets uncomfortable when the movie keeps making that a subject. Like because I don't really I'd be happy to not have this conversation, but the movie kind of brings it up.
Yeah,
with Harris Yulin's character kind of accusing him of almost kind of being upset that he's gay. But not really willing to say it.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
You're just exhausted by everything. Well, don't have any time for this movie.
He's just our for those of you that have listened long enough, our long running joke is that Remains of the Day is still on in my bedroom somewhere. At my old house. And that's all I can think about is that it ended and this movie started. And now it's still going to be going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I can think about.
It's never going to end.
Never going to end. And like I said, like what you were talking about too, like, I think that this movie is well-meaning
mm-hmm.
but it still doesn't know what it wants to be.
Well, what is the voice that he's doing?
Right.
I mean, what is that supposed to be?
Again, I guess that is supposed to be somebody who is soft
mm-hmm.
and who definitely was bullied when he was a kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
In one way, like it's defiant of the culture of like you have to be a big masculine manly man.
Right.
But also like you don't know if that's supposed to be the joke is that he's not living up to the standard of being a big masculine manly man.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's this whole thing, this sort of whole 90s thing where it's like if you were anything other than presenting a strong masculinity in your presentation, you were gay. That was just it was a black and white thing. that we all as a society seem to agree to without talking about it.
Right.
Collective knowledge was downloaded into your heads.
If we dropped you into the 90s, people would be so confused.
Oh my God.
Like, what the fuck is that thing?
I would have been.
You're not allowed to exist here. This is the 90s.
Can you make the 90s sound like the 50s?
They were kind of like that.
I don't know.
Do we have any trans
I guess not
celebrities
for me.
in the 90s?
Oh my God, yeah.
Drag queens.
Yeah,
right?
most of them were New York drag queens. But
That's what I would think.
yeah, well, and again, like that kind of thing just wasn't happening in rural Iowa. But then you have me. I mean, I've just been a fag hag my entire life, so I was always in that crowd. But yeah, you wouldn't have had fun at North Scott. You didn't have fun at North Scott anyway.
No, I didn't.
Neither did I.
It wasn't.
Neither
It
did
wasn't
Sean.
any better by the time I got there.
No. Correct.
Bunch of farm frau. I'm good.
Farm frau. You're in love with some farm frau. Thanks, close. Oh yeah, Stuart. Yeah.
Oh, we watched a movie.
So Stuart has a cable access television show that apparently pays him enough to maintain a Chicago apartment until he gets fired or demoted. First demoted to 2 a.m. and then fired because he says bad things about his boss. A joke that goes nowhere,
Right.
Yeah.
even though they repeat it at least 30 times.
There's
About
there's
her
no there's no real resolution to anything in this
No.
movie.
Absolutely not.
Everything is just kind of, oh, he messed that up. Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and here's the other thing that I hate about that is that he comes off like he's the worst thing in like just because he's honest. Like I didn't like that.
Yeah.
We were all like rolling our eyes, going, "Yeah, he's gonna fuck this up. He's gonna be too truthful. He's gonna, And that's where so many jokes fell flat because he was this too truthful kind of guy. But why is he the enemy? I don't know.
The movie is like desperately trying to avoid actually doing a joke.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
It's like, no, I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to do something else.
Yep. Exactly. I don't know.
And I understand like the attempted subversion of expectations, but the presentation of Stuart is so comical and so over the top that like you're presenting one thing and trying to do something else.
Well, and I don't even think that they were trying to be subversive whatsoever. Like they just didn't know how to make a joke. Like it, which again is weird because you got Al Franken, who's one of the biggest writers of SNL. And then Harold Ramis directing this. How do you miss so many comedic beats? There's so many pauses where and you just kind of we're all left looking at each other going, was that our cue? Were we supposed to laugh?
Was that funny?
I don't know.
By subversive, I just mean that they were trying to subvert your expectations of there being a gag.
But again,
they didn't have any gags.
Didn't have, and so
by not having any gags, that's the subversion of it, which doesn't work because again. What were you trying to do then?
Like, what was the point of the movie? Yeah.
If you're not doing a series of gags with this gag character who's like, he doesn't come off as a real person at any point in the movie. He's doing this weird accent the entire time. He's dressed like no one else in the movie is dressed. He's basically like this clown character dropped into the middle of this Lifetime drama.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are we supposed to do here? Do we take him as a regular person in this regular universe, or is he a clown?
Kind of a clown.
Yeah.
If you're taking him as a clown, then he doesn't belong in this world that he's in.
Right. And I know, because we've talked about this already, but it billed as a comedy, and then we've got actors in this movie that give performances that were really good, but didn't belong in the film.
Yeah, like really, really serious moments.
Yeah.
You're like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, Laura San Giacomo plays his best friend in the movie, and thankfully not his love interest.
Thankfully.
I don't think. They do kiss at the end, but not
Yeah,
it's not very romantic.
Yeah, it's not really clear whether that's a thing or not a thing.
But she has this like dramatic monologue in the movie about meeting her biological father for the first time and thinking that it's going well. And she's like really excited. And, because she had a terrible relationship with her stepdad who was abusive towards her. And she told him about this in a letter. And she thought, oh my gosh, I have a dad. And then when they went to leave, the bomb drops. He tries to hit on her. Her biological father tries to hit on her, and that's how you punctuate the scene. And it's a very well-delivered dramatic monologue. Laura San Giacomo's a good actress, but what's it do? It doesn't work when you look across from her and she's sitting across from Ronald McDonald.
Right.
Literally.
It doesn't... God...
Now, if they'd at any point established that actually Stewart's really good at this, like he's a really good therapist, like, and people want for some reason to, like, they don't give him any moments of being gracefully insightful, even. Like, they don't make him an expert.
No, I mean, like, they do that one thing with the girl to kind of establish that at the first time that he goes to the office.
Yeah. But he's not even a life coach. Like, he's not...
Yeah, he's not a life coach. He's not a psychiatrist. They even have to stipulate on his show that his vice is not... So is he a guru? What is it? Like, where is his expertise from?
Right.
Yeah.
Going to 12-step courses? That's his expertise?
That's what it seems like.
And again, it's like, for some reason, I feel like on SNL, when they did the sketch, they fleshed him out more on that than they did in a 96-minute movie.
It's been years since I've seen the sketch, so I don't remember how the sketch was supposed to go. Was it like, did he just like talk darkly about his family the whole time?
Pretty much, yeah. And then he would have a guest on, like usually it was the celebrity guest host of the weekend, and and I can't recall, he'd get like a big burly tough actor, and the actor would start crying right there on the set, and he'd be like, all right, I want you to look in the mirror. It was a shtick, but back then, early 90s, I mean, it was funny. I like Al Franken, so I thought that was very funny.
In a small dose, it can be funny.
Yeah.
The sketch would come up like once a month on, like 5 months of SNL.
Right. That's it. Do you remember Mike Myers' Sprockets?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a constantly recurring sketch thing. He was German. He wore an all-black tight suit. He had a monkey, and he would make all of his guests touch his monkey. Touch my monkey. Back in the day, I thought, again, that was hilarious. Yeah. But could you imagine a movie about Sprockets?
Oh, dear.
Oddly enough, they tried to make a Sprockets movie.
Of course they fucking did.
Mike Myers was paid $20 million to make a Sprockets movie. And when it did not meet his perfectionist standards, he put it aside. And the company he was working for, Paramount, I think it was, they said, okay, if you won't give us Sprockets, you have to do a live action Cat in the Hat. And that's how we got the live action Cat in the Hat. All credit to Alison Pregler and Phelan for that, Phelan Porteous for that tidbit. Yeah, that's in their Cat in the Hat video.
That's hilarious.
Just from now on, though, like, if somebody walks in the room, I think you should just try to, like, end a sentence, just go, and that's how they made the Cat in the Hat. And so you're like, how? What happened? That's fucking hilarious. But there's so many sketches that they tried, and I don't know if Lorne was just hard up to...
There was a time, there were several periods in SNL's history where Lorne was trying to find his way out. Yeah. And I think one of those times was like he thought he was going to be a movie producer and leave the show behind. And Wayne's World hit, and he thought, okay, I got this. Let's go to the next one. I know what
let's do. Let's pimp out all of my kids on SNL.
Now let's do a Coneheads movie.
Yeah.
No!
Oh. It's like Ladies' Man. I love you, Tim Meadows, but holy shit, that movie. Again, a whole shtick with the guy with the affectation.
Yeah.
And the thinnest premise you could possibly...
You just know you're in trouble once that starts, once that voice starts.
When you know you have to carry that throughout an entire film, maybe don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's funny is that I think it was that same year that Eddie Griffin did the same character as like a CIA agent, a secret spy detective, and it was so much funnier than anything in Ladies Man.
Wow. That's funny. Saying Eddie Griffin's funny and everything's also funny.
There was a moment.
In
the year 2000, Eddie Griffin had a moment where he was funny.
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
No.
And now no one knows who he is.
Oh,
You're looking at me like, who the fuck is Eddie Griffin, right?
I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about it.
He wasn't on Family Guy, and he wasn't related to us at all.
Yeah.
You're welcome. That's all I can tell you.
Vincent D'Onofrio's in this movie, and Vincent D'Onofrio gets like a big dramatic monologue as well in this movie, and it's like, why are we having a real actor?
Yeah.
It's him as just being a real actor, and sometimes he's being big and broad, like there are moments where you can see like he knows what movie he's in, and he's got a wacky wig on too with the hair. I think it's a wig. I don't know for sure.
It might actually be a real hair.
Really?
It looked kind of
Do
wiry.
they give him a perm?
No, he has curly hair.
He does.
If you watch Criminal Intent, his hair is naturally curly. I think that is his real hair.
Oh, wow.
I just think it's dyed, like it looked more reddish, if you notice. And like I said, it's kind of wiry, but it's kind of his hair. But yeah, you're right, because he starts off in the film, starts off very broad, but then slowly he becomes the actor's actor again. And it's just...
It's weird. It's very weird because he's like big and broad and brutish and drunken and bullying and all that stuff. And then he slowly turns until his dad shoots him, and then he becomes a real person. He becomes a real boy.
There's one of a real boy, a real live boy. But that's what I'm talking about. These weird dramatic turns in this film. Stuart goes to visit his brother after he's been shot. And his brother's like, yeah, I think this was supposed to happen. To wake me up. And it's like, what is happening? Like, is this...
I think I need to stop drinking.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden we're having then we're having the intervention. We're having all this shit. It's like, I felt like like you were having an intervention with me. And you're playing this for me. It was weird. It was so, and the mom got all like
Shirley
dramatic and oh my God.
And like, she's enacting, by the way, abuse, like domestic abuse.
Yeah. And she's afraid of him. And then she's like, but I'm not having fun cleaning and cooking. Well, no, I didn't think you looked miserable. You looked absolutely miserable. But don't take it out on Stuart.
Or punch this clown in the face.
Well, yeah, but he was so nice.
He goes on a lot about how his mom is like, he was just miserable anytime he saw her. And it's like, when have you ever been miserable, Stuart? Like, you're constantly just a clown in every scene.
Yeah. Jeez.
His idea of miserable is laying on his bed surrounded by cookies, apparently.
Fig Newtons.
Fig Newtons.
At first, and then it's Chips Ahoy later. Because you have to look because it's Lorne Michaels' film, so look for the product placement. There's going to be a shit ton of it. God bless.
He has a sister played by Leslie Boone named Jody. Her whole thing is she eats, I guess. And then she, at the funeral for their aunt, she like throws her back out from grief and like laying in front of the casket.
Yeah.
Like, that's the joke. She's just laying down flat in front of the casket.
She's fat and laying in front of the casket and crying and eating. And yeah, there's a lot of fat phobia in this movie, and that really upset me. It
comes up a lot.
I don't like it. And
Stuart was overweight as a kid, and his dad used to call him waste of space.
Yeah. I don't know. And again, like Leslie Moon, I love her. I love her. If people ever want to go back and watch a good TV show, it's called Ed. It was so good. Tom Cavanaugh. And she was in that. So, yeah, I love her. And she had these like kind of dramatic turns in this too. Like you every reaction shot, she's crying and you're like, oh my God, I really feel for you. I don't want to feel for anyone in this movie. I don't want to be emotionally invested in anyone in this movie.
Harris Yulin is like doing Death of a Salesman.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
What movie are you making?
God.
Then you got Joe Flaherty shows up for a minute from SCTV. And he's like big Joe Flaherty character. He's got the stupid looking suit on, and then it's unbuttoned down to below his chest. And it's like, okay, we got another comedy character. I guess we're going in for a comedy beat. And then there's nothing funny happens.
And his wife, that's Ann Duke.
Robin Duke from SNL.
Not even the Lorne Michael years, which is so weird.
It's weird that he even worked with a Jean Dumanian.
Oh my God. So wild. Yeah, she doesn't say a fucking word, She gets one scene. You were in the bathroom. She did have a scene where she got to speak a little bit. I kept going to the bathroom because it was my only respite. Honestly.
This movie has no pace.
No pace. That's the perfect way to put it. Absolutely no pace.
Just kept happening and we don't know. No.
The movie happened to us, didn't it?
It did. It really did.
Scenes didn't so much end as they just, another scene has just started. Immediately, the funeral. We just jumped from the funeral to, Stuart's in bed and making jokes about the funeral. Or not jokes so much, but, just observations about the funeral that's already happened.
No resolution to anything before we move on to the next part. So we're like, what is even happening?
Yeah.
Why is this going fast, slow?
Yeah.
And he's talking all this stuff about his family, about the progressing, how he has to try and save his family. And then his aunt's house becomes a thing where they've got to fix the thing because the aunt's house is 2 feet under the neighbor's house and they need an easement. But then they just drop that and Stuart's back in Chicago, just out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then they don't talk about it again.
He's never going to see his family again. And he's very celebrative of this. And that leads into Laura San Giacomo's monologue. And then he gets called back to Chicago or to Minnesota where his family is. And he goes back and nothing gets resolved.
He goes back and forth a lot. And then the last one, he's like, okay, I guess he wasn't coming back that time. But it's like, okay, why are we doing the dramatic goodbye? I feel like you didn't think you were going back the other times either. It's like... What? It's with your siblings. You can still see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally,
his brother does show up at the end.
Yeah. There was no point for this giant goodbye scene, and then it wasn't any substance. It was just filler. It was all just filler.
Yeah, but we didn't ask for that.
No,
don't give us. If I want filler, I'll ask for it.
Yeah.
Don't just give it to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Julia Sweeney shows up in this movie, and the gag is that her character always says, "I'm sorry."
How many times did she say it?
So, according to IMDb, she says the words "I'm sorry" so much in this movie that IMDb started to count it. And she says "I'm sorry" 17 times in the movie.
I'm sorry.
Which, if you're listening to this and you're somebody who's constantly telling people you're sorry, you don't need to do that. They understand.
Right.
They really do. You don't need to repeatedly say that you're sorry for something that you think you did.
Yeah. I've done that most of my life.
It's not your fault.
Oh.
It's not your fault.
Stop it.
It's not your fault.
Stop it.
It's not your fault.
Shut up, man.
It's not your fault. Never get tired of that reference. Al Franken. Oh, Amy, I'm sorry. Are we interrupting your game? I apologize, Amy. Do we need to stop so you can? No, please.
Oh, it keeps going. Not used to the sound being on The Sims.
You weren't supposed to hear any of that. All right, go ahead.
Al Franken was very depressed after the film's failure, after its critical failure, even though he did get a good review from Roger Ebert. Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4 stars.
Which I still can't... 3 out of 4 stars?
What movie was he watching?
I think maybe he watched a different movie.
Yeah.
Got high or something, watched a different movie, and then was like, "Oh yeah, this one. Oh, I think it was this one. Yeah." And it was good. It was fine. Yeah.
Maybe he watched a behind the scenes documentary of the film. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nice to see Harold Ramis in there talking about the film."
That's actually a Gene Siskel thing. Is this movie better than watching a documentary of the same people having lunch together?
Seriously, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, Roger and Gene are just great at that. Like Rogers was like, "Is this better than watching in a blank screen for the same amount of time?"
Sure hope so.
I don't know. I think I would have preferred the blank screen
I would have preferred
over
the
Stuart
blank
Saves His
screen.
Family.
I really
Certainly
wanted
would
to
have.
nap at that point.
So Al Franken originally wrote this for who? He wrote this when he wrote the sketch for Stuart Smalley. Who did he write it for?
Phil Hartman?
Mike Myers.
Shut up.
It was supposed to be a Mike Myers character, but Mike couldn't. It was written so much in Al's voice that I believe it was Robert Smigel said, "You should just do this."
Wow.
Yeah. And then Franken used his backstage kind of stroke to make sure it never got cut.
That's smart. I gotta hand it to you.
For some reason, the only Stewart sketch that I can remember, is Michael Jordan. When they had Michael Jordan on, Michael Jordan is just so stiff and clearly doesn't have a clue why he's doing this, but he does the thing where he turns to the mirror and he says, "I'm good enough. I'm smart enough.
That's right.
And doggone it, people like me."
I remember that. Yeah.
And that's the only Stewart sketch I remember.
Yep. Yep.
Because I was a huge Michael Jordan fan.
And that's okay. That definitely excuses that.
This was the film debut of Michelle Horn. Anybody see Michelle Horn in the movie? That's literal IMDb trivia.
Was that?
I don't know who Michelle Horn is.
No, I can't look.
It's her film debut, though. So congratulations on your film debut in this awful movie, Michelle Horn. One thing that's not in the IMDb trivia, though, is the professional wrestling connection to this movie.
Okay.
I was very upset. I was looking for it. I didn't see it in the movie, actually, so I don't even know if it's there. But apparently a famous ring announcer for AEW is in this movie by the name of Justin Roberts.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's just for me. That wasn't for anybody else.
Why do I feel like everything's just for me? Oh, Michelle Horn.
And who was she? No idea.
She's an actress. She was born in 1987, just a couple days after my birthday. That's the most interesting thing about her.
Wait, so she would have been 8? So she was like an 8-year-old child in this movie?
Yeah, she played the little Leslie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she was adorable. Remember when they were almost hit by the car?
Remember that?
Repeatedly?
Remember
almost
that?
hit by a car? The children?
What about, who is it? The first neighbor when they were little.
Oh, Mr. Mitten, or what the guy with the
yeah, Mr.
something like that.
Fitbit.
Mr. Fitbit.
He didn't have any eyebrows.
He had no eyebrows. I still don't know what the choice was on that one.
What was the joke? The joke is he doesn't have eyebrows.
I don't think that's
no
funny.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
It did lead to something that was almost a laugh. Like it was borderline almost making someone laugh.
Yeah.
Or Harris Yulin busts in on this guy to get his kids' football back. The mean neighbor's taking their football. So Harris Yulin busts into the garage where the guy is and says, "Maybe you'd like to pick on somebody with pubic hair."
I did laugh at that one. And then what was weird is that we got an ad.
We were watching this on Pluto TV.
Yes.
Go ahead. I was just setting up that we had commercials.
No, yeah. And there was a razor for pubes. And she actually even said the word pubes in the commercial.
And you can really see them.
Yeah. We were right there on the minge.
She was not keeping a clean garden.
No.
Until she got this razor.
Which I think is fine. Let your garden grow. I tell that to everyone. But no one ever listens to me. No one ever listens to me. And that's okay.
See, as guys, we don't have to worry about this.
Some of us wish you would. Some dudes have more unkempt bushes than women.
And welcome to Traumatize MJ, the podcast.
Send your pictures of your unattempted Oh my God.
Actually, the guys you got to worry about.
MJ.
The guys you got to worry about are the ones who do, because they're paying way too much attention to that area of their body, and that probably means they want to send it to people via photographs.
Look, I'm okay if the dude wants to shave it, if he wants to tend to it, if he wants to have the landing strip. I don't care. You do you. I'm just saying.
A guy with a landing strip.
Clean it up. You know, because it goes down the track, like a little toy plane, and it goes. Then it crashes right into the penis.
What is happening?
Would you like some gumbo?
You look like you need some gumbo.
I need to fit into that oven.
I think your biggest problem, MJ, is that was not a quality ham. Actual line from the movie.
I was in the bathroom. I heard that, and all I heard was MJ say, "Quality ham," and I'm like, "What? What are you guys talking about?"
MJ actually laughed at something in the movie, and I was like, "You laughed! You laughed at that!"
When someone says that was not a quality ham at a funeral,
you got to admit.
I think it was Robin Duke. I think that was her line.
No, it was the guy.
Was it Joe Flaherty?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And then I'm shooting all over the place is something they say in this movie, because Stuart was saying he should rather than he would do something. Rather than actually doing it, he was saying he should do it. So he was shooting all over the place. Get it?
Moving the table. I get it.
I don't think you do. I need to repeat it. So...
Oh, you know what we should do? Watch the movie again.
Now, see, now you're shooting all over the place.
Oh, my God. Okay, we ought to watch the movie again.
Well, it's still not over. It's still playing.
Oh, yeah, it's on right now.
It's been going for a while. It's been 20 years, my entire life.
There's still the intervention scene. My favorite scene.
Vinaigrette. On the side.
No, on the salad.
I want a double scotch.
No.
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 Again, things that were almost funny in the movie, it's just funnier for us to say them to each other.
That's true.
But it's not actually funny in the movie.
No, not in context. Out of context, absolutely funny.
Yep. For sure. For sure.
But Amy, the best line in the movie.
Oh, damn it!
I'm
gonna forget it.
The one time Amy laughed in the movie. It's easier to put on slippers than to carpet the entire world.
What a great way to close the movie, though. Like, at least we went out with a good joke. Like that was, and then he even follows it up, talking to his friend Laura San Giacomo and going, "What'd you think about the slipper line?" I'm like, that's so great. Good for you, Stuart. That was hilarious. That made me very
well
happy.
done, movie. You got one joke.
You did one thing
right at the end.
Right at the end.
Finishing strong.
Well, somebody had to.
This movie does not finish at all. It just keeps going. Like the movie seemed to end, and then suddenly we're in this Hollywood flashback to to Stuart's like family vacation to Hollywood.
That's why I was like, not the vacation videos. We didn't need to see any of that.
Why are we flashing back now? You just resolved the plot.
Yeah, it's going through another one right now. It's this is a memory of them at Disney World.
Oh my God. Make it stop.
And yeah, like Harris Yulin is just like totally not in on the joke. He's like playing Rip Torn's dad in that Tom Green movie.
That's right.
Rip Torn's version of a dad.
It doesn't
minus just some of the yelling.
One of these things are not like the other. It's
so dramatic and so needlessly dramatic. They have an actual intervention in this movie.
Yeah.
And there's nothing funny about it. It's just this dramatic intervention. And
the only thing relatively funny is him sitting there looking like a clown and making his own thing. And then it's whenever he talks, it gets so unserious. And then everybody else talks and it's back to serious again. It's like The Color in the black and white movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
If you took him out of it,
this is just like
it's
a serious
not a
family
comedy.
drama. Yeah, you're like watching like ABC. You're like watching like an ABC drama series.
Yeah, don't do that to us. Because none of us signed up for that.
no.
Not one of us. Not one of us. Just say.
Yeah, Stuart is like that's what he is. He's like a cartoon character gets dropped into this like dramatic like
Yeah.
Thursday night ABC drama.
Yeah.
And he just keeps trying to turn it into his thing.
Yep.
And so they're kind of like fighting for dominance. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every movie has two wolves.
What sage did you get that one?
It was a Drew Gooden video.
Oh, was it?
Or Curtis. I can't remember.
Speaking of Drew, though,
The wolf you feed is the one that you succeed.
right.
The good or the bad. The yin and the yang, you see.
I want you to shut up. Drew just put out a really good video on YouTube about all the SNL films, too. And they brought this one up, which I thought was great. So I would say go watch that.
And he fucking hated this one, too.
Fucking hated this one. He's like, it's just not funny.
My two favorite film critics are fans of this movie. Nathan Rabin and Roger Ebert both like this movie. I don't understand what it is that they see in it.
That's so weird.
But then Nathan also, he had nice things to say about Coneheads, and that I don't get. Coneheads was miserable. I used to think I liked Coneheads. Then we watched it for the show, and I'm like, this isn't funny.
We just stopped Coneheads when we just turned it off. We're like, yep, we're done.
But we made it all the way through Stuart Saves His Family.
Well,
somehow.
Amy tried to rage quit.
I did. I said, we don't have to do this. And you guys just sat there like drooling and blank face.
If we hadn't, you would never have gotten the slippers line.
That's true. And I do love that.
Yeah.
I do love that. What was the thing that we were going to make a t-shirt of?
Oh,
I thought it was the pubic hair thing.
Yeah. Oh, ask
me about my pubic hair. If we have merch, I would like to make that shirt. Ask me about my pubic hair. Everyone gets asked about their grandchildren or their a student. I would like one thing that somebody could ask me about because at least
a bumper sticker too.
That's true.
That'd be an option.
Ask me about my pubic hair bumper sticker. Let us know if you want merch because that's the first thing we're dropping. Ask me about my pubic hair. God, that's so good. Why didn't we think of that before? That and then the picture of the plane landing, right? Crashing into the penis. It can't be flaccid. It's gotta be erect.
Two penises right next to each other. It's a 9/11.
Oh, it's a 9/11 one? Oh my God. We're going to hell.
If you ever wonder why MJ won't appear in any of the promotional materials.
This is why. Right there. You're a disembodied voice.
That's why we decided to only put you on the t-shirts.
I have that picture of you eating the bowl of corn.
Yes.
Ask me about my pubic hair about that.
Oh God, no.
Yes. Or it will be me with my thumbs up and a big smile.
Maybe the gladiator helmet on.
Oh my God, the gladiator.
Ask anybody about their pubic hair when you get a gladiator hat on. That's fucking wild. Because gladiators didn't give a shit about their pubic hair.
I think that was, you put that on the Facebook page,
I
didn't you?
totally did. I absolutely did.
Now you can change the quote underneath it to ask me about my pubic hair. If you can remember how to get to the Facebook page.
I have failed so much. But I do have to go to Dollar General and get some batteries for my mouse because that's the only way I can go around. Speaking of pubic hair, let's talk about clicking the mouse. I can't run my computer without an actual mouse. I'm looking at my Sims game right now going, what do? Can I just stare at it and it'll start moving? Because I need a mouse. So once I get the mouse, I will update the Facebook. I just have to go buy batteries. That's a roundabout way of saying I'll get to it, get off my back.
This is just still driving out to her old house to hang things on the tree.
Hammering it to the tree.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
That still was so clever. I did love that ad. That was funny. That's how any of this works. Post that on my wall. Get up the hammer and the nail. Oh, I don't know.
Strong boomer energy from Amy.
I like to give the kids what they're asking for, and that's some strong boomer energy. Why not? Why not?
Al Franken became a senator, MJ.
Senator of Minnesota. That's right.
Then he got canceled.
Yeah.
He did a photograph he was on a transport plane with some military people, and for some reason he got a picture of there was a woman on the plane and she's asleep, and he got a picture of himself doing this, like he's just reaching for her boobs, like he's far away but he's like reaching for her boobs, and that picture goes viral, and he has to quit being in the Senate because of that.
Because that's so funny. Oh
the thing is, fuck off. I like Al Franken. I don't give a fuck, You can grab my tits anytime if you want. I don't know. I mean, again, like that kind of shit that's inappropriate. Yes, I get it. But like to have to step down from the Senate because of a picture that made it look like something was going to happen. Fuck off.
It was a bunch of centrist Democrats are probably saying, sorry, I won't get into it.
Oh.
I hate Bill Clinton. But that's all I'm saying.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying is that Bill and Hillary suck, and they're terrible, and they're awful human beings. But that's all I'm saying. They're not Trump level bad, but it's not that far.
Oh, my God. They were president when this movie was made.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
They were president.
So I'm holding them partially responsible. I'm holding them partially responsible.
What's wrong with you?
Bill and Hillary Clinton are partially responsible for this movie.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think so. They deregulated Hollywood, and that allowed this movie to be made.
That's a reach. Don't you think that's a reach?
I don't think so. I think I'm onto something. The Illuminati doesn't want you to know this, but of course, I'm always disrupting the Illuminati.
Can I just pause us for a second? I only get on my computer to look up things as we're doing the podcast. Can I just tell you what my search history is?
Oh dear.
This must have gone back it only goes back to a couple weeks ago, because the first one is, why is gumbo called gumbo? The second one right behind that is red tar heroin.
Oh.
And then Sims 4, Richard Chamberlain, Shogun, The Thornbirds, Brian Dennehy, Cause of Death, Tommy Boy, and How to Change the Air Quality in Sims 4. That's my search history. Well, because you could have a bad eco footprint in there, and you have to make sure that they don't go outside. Otherwise, they could choke on the fumes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't play Sims 4. You don't know what it's like now that they have an eco footprint.
Sure.
Anyway.
Whatever.
An eco footprint?
Well, if you have the one that actually has the eco-friendly.
Oh,
yeah. But why is gumbo called gumbo and red tar heroin are two of my favorite searches. Clearly.
As well they should be.
I keep going back to them.
What did you learn about red tar heroin?
You don't want to do it.
Oh.
And also
stick to the black tar.
It's like, because it's not red.
It's not red. That's false advertisement. False advertisement.
I'm just saying. Maybe it's a little reddish, but I don't think so. I just stick to what you know. If you're, into the brown powder or the black tar, that's fine. That's fine. Low tar. If
Wash
you can
your
do
spoons.
Wash your spoons. and know your dealer.
Ah, yes.
And
always know your dealer.
Always know your dealer.
This has been Amy's heroin corner.
I'm telling you. Always know your dealer actually came from Mr. Show. From the Druggettusets sketch, which is one of my favorite things. Get this man some orange juice and then put him in the tent and always know your dealer. John Ennis, one of the great. So good. Anyway, the whole reason I was on my computer is because I'm trying to bring up the Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, you're failing.
And it's gone.
It's all right. I'm looking at it right now.
I know, but I still want it back.
So, next week, you ever hear your options. The Basketball Diaries, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. The Cure, starring Peter Horton, or directed by Peter Horton, starring Joseph Mazzello.
Okay.
Kiss of Death, directed by Barbette Schroeder, starring David Caruso and Nicolas Cage.
I've seen that movie. It's horrible.
Swimming with Sharks.
Oh.
I'm not watching Kevin Spacey for
That
anything.
makes me so sad because I loved that fucking movie because Frank Whaley's in it. But yeah, it's Kevin Spacey. We're not watching
And While You Were Sleeping.
the most problematic film.
We gotta watch While You Were Sleeping. Are you aware?
It was so cute.
You've never heard of While You Were Sleeping?
No.
It's one of Grandma's favorite
Oh,
movies.
my
She
goodness.
loved that movie.
Wow, wait
Yeah.
till you see the premise of this movie.
You're going to be like, I feel like this is wrong because it is.
And it's treated like a romance. Like,
Yeah.
this is the most romantic thing in the world.
What's the movie called?
While You Were Sleeping.
I love you, Sandy Bullock, but no.
Even the title's kind of creepy. It's kind of leering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Don't do it. First of all, don't do anything while I'm sleeping.
Please no.
Just like while I'm sleeping, please just leave me alone and let me sleep.
There was an episode of Friends. Remember where Phoebe and Monica fall in love with that guy after and he's in the hospital and they keep going in and it's that. It's just basically that.
Oh.
But it's adorable because it's Sandra Bullock.
She's so cute. And I do. See, the thing is, like, when we watch that, I'm going to enjoy that movie because I love her so much.
Well, because she's not creepy. Not really. Is she?
Is she?
I don't think so.
Well, but you have to remember, like, she works in, like, a train station hub.
Uh-huh.
She has no life.
Right.
And she just wants to find love.
You know what the most unbelievable thing about that movie, though, is? Bill Pullman getting the girl. That doesn't work. That doesn't happen.
No.
He's the guy that you leave to go to the real guy.
Yeah. See? Sleepless in Seattle. I think of him in Singles when Janet goes in to have her breast augmentation and she's like, your head looks like it needs a different part. And then she just starts messing with his hair. And she's like, see, yeah, kind of a good looking dude. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not interested. So, yeah.
So adorable.
Bill Pullman pulling the girl.
Ah.
You're welcome. This has been Boomer Talk with Amy.
Now Amy's going to go into Pullman trains and explain why that's problematic.
Pullman train. Is that like a 3 for Challengers thing? Is that like a human centipede thing? The Pullman train? It's all people who have to wear like bad wigs.
No, it's just Pullman cars are based in racism and listen to the dollop for that. That's there.
Oh, okay.
That's
Whole other thing.
Dave and Gareth can handle that.
God bless him.
All right. But again, the previous recommendations, do watch Queen Coke Francis on YouTube. Allison and Phelan got a new Cat in the Hat video I do want to recommend.
You're good.
Drew Gooden's SNL movies video. Do you have anything you want to recommend?
I don't watch things.
You just watch this movie.
I watched this movie. You guys made me watch this movie.
That's true. I feel like in a way we abuse you.
Occasionally. You abuse my ears with
pubic hair
yeah.
and gumbo.
Yeah.
and
What about
gumbo.
pubic hair in gumbo?
What about a tiny toy plane crashing down into the pubic hair and landing on a little piece of sausage?
I'm terrified. I've been thoroughly terrified.
Amy, anything you want to recommend?
I recommend not watching this movie.
Yes.
I recommend $3 wine from Dollar General.
And episodes of Murder, She Wrote.
And as many episodes. By the way, it's season 1 just started again. So you can go ahead and watch that on the Roku channel. You're welcome.
Oh, I recommend not getting your makeup done by a child.
Oh, there it is. That child will draw penises all over your head.
MJ, nobody wants to hear about your abusive relationship with a child.
Seriously.
In which the child is abusing you.
Where you're being bullied by your 9-year-old.
You're not setting boundaries.
Stop letting people draw dicks on your face. My God, have I taught you nothing? You draw dicks on their faces.
Well, I think if I draw a dick on another I'm the problem.
You're the problem. It's you. That's right. That's right. While you were sleeping next week.